So there's a definite difference in sound when you hear the top players in the world hit their shots. Really sounds explosive off the club face, but what's creating that? And it's actually kind of how the energy is getting passed from the club into the golf ball. And if you listen to this, it's that noise is a great bit of feedback as to how they're releasing the club. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to really whip this club through the ball and get you hitting it further than before. So if I just hit another shot, and I'll do very much how I would kind of swing the golf club. So a little bit out the toe, but felt nice and quick. So we can see 87 mile an hour club head speed, and even with a very poor strike, 160 yards carry. Now, what I showed before about that, where we hear the noise, what I want you to do, particularly if you're working through the video with me, is to make a few swings, practice swings, and I want you to listen to whereabouts that kind of whoosh sounds happens. So definitely for me, it happens kind of around the bottom of the swing, maybe just after where the golf ball will be. But the problem for a lot of golfers is they'll tend to hear that noise kind of much, much earlier back here. And when you're experiencing that, what's happening is on the way down, you're releasing the club much earlier. The maximum speed for the club head's happening back here, and therefore the club's slowing down into impact, lots more loft. And if I were to hit one like that, we lose accuracy, we lose speed. See, the strike was still poor. So as well as being wide, I've also lost a huge amount of distance. So what do we need to do? We need to move where we make that noise from back here to after the golf ball. Now I'm going to show you in theory how you do it, but why, when a lot of you might have tried this in the past, you might have actually got it wrong. So what you would see is, looking from face on, as we swing back, the wrists certainly hinge on the way back, the body turns, and as you unwind with the body, that angle gets maintained as late as possible to be able to release the club. So I'm going to do that for a swing, and when you've tried this, this actually might be the shot you've hit. Now I'm very conscious that the camera, even though it's off to the right, might get very close to the ball when I do this. Okay, so definitely felt that I released the club much, much later. Good strike, lots and lots of club head speed, but I think we can agree from where that one's gone, way to the right, 133 yards carry, and not particularly impressive for that club head speed. So what's happened there? So certainly at impact, I've definitely felt that I've released the club much later, pulled the handle forward, but that club face has been wide open at the bottom. And that's predominantly because when golfers swing back, they tend to roll that club face open a little bit. As they get to the top, we see lots of shape, lots of angle in there. And as they try and hold on to that angle, that club face is then wide open. And we saw from that shot, as I kept going, pulling the handle towards, that's wide open. So even though I did create lots and lots of speed, and it would have made that lovely sound, so you see, after there, absolutely no control on it. And a lot of people talk about kind of creating that lag on the way down. That wrist joint and the club face is so key to do it correctly so that you do create speed, but also maintain your accuracy. So what I want you to feel is that looking from down the line, instead of letting that club fan open, we're going to keep the face of the club looking more down towards the ball would be. So that logo on my glove being more out rather than to the sky. As we swing to the top, that wrist is going to feel a little flatter. And then as we go down, we're going to feel like we turn that logo more down to the ground. Now, that club face is then very similar to my spine angle. And the beauty from there is then I'm able to keep that angle much more consistently and turn my body out the way, and then the club fires. So it's actually that lead wrist or trail wrist, you can feel it either way, of that lead wrist being a bit flatter and being more shape in there. That's where we get that release. So I think a great way of feeling it, even without being conscious, is turn the club the other way around, so you've got the grip end at the far end, make some swings and try and make the noise after the ball. And then I can definitely feel that's later, but I definitely get that club face a little open when I do that exaggerated. So I definitely feel now that left wrist a little bit stronger. So have a couple of practice swings, and I want you to do it quickly. There's some videos I'll talk about doing things slowly. If you rehearse this slowly, you're not necessarily going to get the noise that you need at the bottom. And even though that shot for the speed I swung at was very, very playable, I want to have that speed, make that noise after the ball, but make sure that that lead wrist is in a much stronger position to allow me to do that. That felt a lot quicker. And if anything with me now, that noise, that whip sound, is actually starting to get later and later in the golf swing. So let's try one of those quickly. So club face looking more at the ball, turn to the top. As I unwind, get that logo down and feel that speed is after the ball. Felt really good. 88 mile an hour. So good strike. And 165 carry, we'll take that one. There's definitely more in there though. So a couple of practice swings, nice and quick. And again, I can really feel how after the golf ball, that trail arm straightens, gets that club going. Let's see if we can really get some going. So again, felt good. 89 mile an hour. So starting to generate a little bit more speed. Only at 160 though. So again, let's really work on controlling that club face, making sure that wrist's in a nice, powerful position so I can turn my body out the way and then really whip that club through. That felt good. It feels really effortless to be able to get that 88 mile an hour. So we can see again, good strike. 175, so starting to match strike with that little bit more speed now. So let's go two more, see if we can get over 90. Let's turn that round first. Feels really quick, but without me feeling like I put too much effort into the golf swing. It's a strong club face. Try and make that noise after the ball. Again, felt great. Edging towards that 90 mile an hour. 190 carry. Now, comment below, 190 is long with a 7-iron. I'll be honest, I am using the Cobra Speed Zone 7-iron there, so it's a bit closer to my 5-iron loft, but still, if I'm doing my end of the bargain well, then the loft of the club will do what it should. So let's go one more, see if we can get over 90. Really feel like I whip that club as quick as I can through the bottom. Again, didn't feel the best strike. Right out the toe. Just under 89 mile an hour. And 180 carry. So, like I said, for most golfers, if you can start making that noise after the golf ball, rather than earlier, you're going to pick up Want some speed, but you're going to start presenting the club in a much stronger position. So you'll actually generate a lot more ball speed off the little bit more club head speed that you do. But if we're rolling that club open and then really keeping all that angle in the wrist, that club face is going to be wide open when you hit the shot, and it'll actually be more destructive. So keep that club face in a more neutral or stronger position for you. And as you can stand up, make that swing, whip the club through the bottom. And once you start striking it to go with that extra speed, you really are going to hit some incredible shots with every club in the bag and really take your game to the next level. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. There's another video just there that hopefully will help you with your golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.